As we all know, Morty's grandpa Rick is one of the most powerful beings in the universe. The dude's basically a god because that man can literally create life.
Can you make my churro come to life?
On it!
Hi, I'm Cherry!
Destroy planets and hop through dimensions like he's skipping Netflix intros. And you know what they say? With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, Rick didn't get that memo. He uses his power for absolute chaos. But you know who else does? Morty. Yep, our sweet little boy has done some seriously messed up stuff.
Oh my god! Why in the kitchen?
I hate you and I was thinking about your friend Grace!
And not by accident. We're talking about the worst things Morty Smith has done on purpose.
Oh, jeez, okay.
Oh, and before you judge him too hard, be honest. If you had Rick's technology, would you really use it for good? Or would you blow up a planet just to see what happens? Number 1, Morty turned his entire town into monsters for a girl, season 1, episode 6, Rick Potion number 9. Alright, let's start with one of the biggest disasters Morty ever caused, and of course, it's because of a girl. So in season 1, episode 6, Morty has one goal: get Jessica to like him.
No, but you'll be getting girls sometime after Brad's out of shape.
You're missing the point, Dad. I don't want girls. I want Jessica.
Now, a normal kid would try, I don't know, talking to her. Maybe send her a cringy text, write a bad poem, something embarrassing but harmless. But nope, Morty skips all that and goes straight to Rick like, hey, can you make Jessica fall in love with me? And because Rick has zero morals, he's like, yeah, sure, why not? And gives him a love potion. What could go wrong, right? Everything went wrong. The potion works at first. Jessica falls for him instantly. Mission accomplished a little bit too successfully, or so we thought. It turns out Jessica had the flu, and when the love potion mixes with her sickness, it spreads to the entire town. Suddenly, everyone's in Morty's school wants to marry him.
There's something special about you, Morty. So special.
Whoa, take it easy.
Get your hands off of him!
Back off. I'm trying to be with my man.
Then it escalates. Now the entire town is obsessed with him. They want to do things to him. And it gets even worse. Rick tries to fix it with praying mantis DNA, but instead, the cure mutates into a virus that turns every single human into a horrifying, disgusting, flesh-melting monsters. So what does Morty do? Does he fight to fix it? Does he find a cure? Nope, he leaves. Rick and Morty just abandon their home dimension. They go to a new reality where they both happen to die, steal their own dead bodies, and just keep living like nothing happened. That's right, Morty turned the entire planet into monsters, and instead of saving everyone, he just switched dimensions like changing a Netflix profile. And the craziest part, he moves on like it's nothing. The man is eating breakfast in a new house while his own corpse is rotting in the backyard. That's not some psychopath behavior, I don't know what is. By the way, his family's still alive in the original universe and living like animals eating their fellow mutant human.
Oh my god. I have that exact same top. What is this place? And what's with Hunger Games Summer?
And if you think this is the worst thing Morty's ever done, oh boy, we're just getting started. Number 2, Morty straight up tried to kill Rick. Season 3, episode 1, the Rick Shank Rickdemption. Rick Sanchez, the smartest man in the universe. The Galactic Federation finally had him locked up in a high-security prison, but they didn't want him dead. They wanted his portal gun formula to dominate interdimensional travel. They tried everything to break him. Faking interrogations, simulations, even trapping him in a fabricated memory of his past.
Is that it? The portal gun?
Yeah, that's the 3 lines of math that separates my life as a man from my life as an unfeeling ghost.
But Rick was already 5 steps ahead. Instead of escaping the normal way, he did something insane. Hacked into a guard's mind, body hopped like a virus, and took control. His final move? Infiltrating the Citadel of Ricks. From within enemy lines, he tore down both the Federation's power structure and the Citadel without ever touching his original body.
What the fuck? We just teleported into a galactic federal prison! I'm gonna go take a shit.
Meanwhile, Earth had just become another Federation outpost. Summer was desperate to save Rick, but Morty was done. He'd been through too much. Alternate realities, genocides, infinite deaths, all because of Rick. He was ready to leave him locked up forever, but Summer refused. She dug up Rick's old grave, refusing to accept he was gone. Before they could argue, a portal opened. Rick stepped out, but was it their Rick? With no other choice, Morty and Summer followed him to a rebel base where fighters were resisting the Federation. It felt like hope, a real turning point. That was their mistake, believing Rick would ever do something good. Then came the breaking point. The other Rick grabbed Summer and threatened to kill her, and Rick didn't care. Go ahead. That's when Morty snapped. He picked up a gun, pointed it straight at Rick's head, and pulled the trigger. But the bullet didn't land. Rick didn't even flinch because everything was going exactly according to his plan.
Yeah. Good thing I saw that note.
But yeah, this shows Morty's evilness, like how far he can go. Number 3, Morty went full psycho and loved it. Season 3, episode 9, look who's purging now. Alright, so Rick and Morty land on some random alien planet because, surprise, surprise, Rick's lazy ass didn't manage to maintain the ship properly. Just as they arrive, the planet's annual purge night begins. Yep, like the Purge movies, but with aliens in fancy outfits, murdering each other for fun.
It's a purge planet. They're peaceful, and then, they just purge.
That's horrible.
Yeah. You want to check it out?
Meanwhile, back on Earth, Jerry is trying to bond with Summer in the most Jerry way possible by constantly reminding her that he's broke. Seriously, this guy could ruin any moment by mentioning his unemployment. But let's get back to Morty losing his damn mind. At first, he's all, Rick, we shouldn't be here. This is bad. But then, plot twist, Morty tries to help with some random alien girl, and she immediately betrays him.
Back up, asshole! Back up! Back the fuck up!
Classic. And that is when Morty snaps. Rick hands him a high-tech murder suit, and suddenly Morty turns into an absolute psychopath. He's not just killing people, he's enjoying it. A guy begs for his life, boom! Morty blasts him like it's nothing. Another dude runs away, Morty frickin' hunts him down. And the worst part, the stairs scene.
Your grandson is a shitty person. Leave now.
Morty!
Rick, I didn't do anything.
At one point, Morty throws an old man down the stairs and the dude dies in the most painful slow motion way possible. And you'd think Morty would be shocked, horrified, maybe even have a breakdown. Nope, he just keeps going. Even Rick's like, Morty, maybe just chill a little. And when Rick thinks you've gone too far, you know you've lost it. And then after the whole thing's over, Morty pretends like he wasn't totally into it. Buddy, we saw you. You went full on serial killer mode and loved every second of it. And then let's be real. I don't think we ever got normal Morty back after this one. Number 4, Morty became a full-blown supervillain season 4, episode 1, Edge of Tomorty. Rick die Rick Pete. Alright, so in this episode, Rick gets his hands on some highly illegal death crystals, basically magic rocks that show you how you're gonna die. Naturally, instead of locking them away like a responsible scientist, Rick just lets Morty mess around with them. And you already know that's a bad idea. At first, Morty's just having fun, peeking at his future deaths like he's scrolling through TikTok. But then he sees something life-changing.
Oh my God.
Morty,
Jessica. Oh.
I love you. Morty.
A vision where he dies old in Jessica's arms. Boom. That's it. Morty locks in on that future like a psycho. And from that moment on, he stops making normal choices and just blindly follows the crystals.
Morty, do you have a death crystal in your pocket?
No, maybe.
You little monster, I thought you were masturbating.
You took that in stride?
You'd rather I address it?
Rick tells him to do something, Morty ignores him. A guy needs help, Morty lets him die. Rick himself dies, Morty's like, not my problem. Yep, you heard that right, Rick dies. Instead of helping, Morty just lets it happen. All because the crystal told him to. But wait, it gets worse. Morty refuses to bring Rick back. He even melts a soldier into goo just for standing in his way.
I will die. Oh.
Up next.
All of this for Jessica. Spoiler alert, doesn't even work. When Morty finally gets his romantic moment, Jessica just casually drops, "Oh, I want to be a hospice worker," meaning she was only in his death vision because she would have been taking care of him as a nurse.
I want to work in hospice. I want to comfort the people who are dying, who have no one else in their lives.
What the fuck?
Bro, he destroyed his life for nothing. And after all that, Rick comes back, calls Morty a dumb little man, and fixes everything like usual. Classic. But let's be real. After this episode, we all saw the truth. Morty is literally one bad day from being a full-on supervillain. But let's be honest, Morty's bad, but Rick is way worse. Here's a quick recap of some things Rick has done to Morty. Broke his legs on purpose and laughed about it. Erased his memory so many times, we don't even know how messed up Morty actually is. Let him die multiple times, just to see what happens. Oh, and let's not forget, he once forced Morty to smuggle space drugs up his butt. So yeah, we can say that Morty is way better than Rick. Number 5, Evil Morty, the ultimate glow-up. Season 5, Episode 10, Rick Mariah Jack. Alright, now let's talk about the most dangerous, most badass, and most petty version of Morty, Evil Morty. Unlike our regular Morty who's out here making dumb mistakes for Jessica, this guy had a plan. And what was that plan? To destroy the entire citadel of Ricks and break free from the endless Rick and Morty cycle. Let's break it down. First, he killed his own Rick. That's right, straight up murdered him and started plotting his revenge against all Ricks. Then he infiltrated the Citadel and became the first Morty president. Like, this dude really pulled an Obama and became the leader of all Ricks and Mortys. But unlike real politicians, he actually got things done by tricking everyone into helping him get the formula for the portal gun. And then, boom, he executed his master plan. Evil Morty hacked into the Citadel, wiped out millions of Ricks and Mortys, and destroyed the central finite curve, aka the prison that kept all Mortys stuck in realities where Ricks are the smartest beings. Translation, he broke free from the entire system while leaving everyone else to die. Meanwhile, our Rick and Morty were starving to death in deep space. Literally, looking like Tony Stark in Avengers Endgame.
Been drinking a lot of my piss. Morty, I told you to write this down. I don't have a helmet like that Avengers guy did.
Until Space Beth pulled up like Captain Marvel and saved them. And just like that, Evil Morty walked off into a new universe, free from all Ricks. And honestly, I kind of respect it.
Just another day in paradise.
So yeah, Morty's not just an unlucky kid caught up in Rick's mess, he's a full-blown menace in his own right. Ruining planets, starting wars, pushing people downstairs, all for the dumbest reasons. And somehow, he's still better than Rick. But hey, let's be honest, if you had interdimensional travel, a portal gun, and zero consequences, you'd probably do some questionable stuff too. Anyways, that's it for today. If you like this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment on what Morty moment shocked you the most. And now if you'll excuse me, I need to make sure I haven't accidentally switched dimensions. Peace!